All right, we're talking about the second part to experiment 2, acceleration. And in this part, you're going to use an inclined plane. We have to make one out of a piece of cardboard. And to do that, I have taken my lab pack box and I have cut off the portion of the box that slides down in to close it. Now you can use the entire top. It doesn't matter. I gave you the option there by saying cut the top of the lab pack box off. Okay, so that's going to start making your ramp. Now in the second step, it says use your measuring tape to mark a point that is 20 centimeters from the bottom of the ramp. Okay, now I already have tape. This is a ramp that I've used throughout making these, and so you want to make sure that you keep this ramp. You're going to be using this ramp again. Don't destroy it. Otherwise you have to make another one. And so it says mark off 20 centimeters from the bottom of the ramp. Okay, so I've got my 3-meter tape here, and I'm going to mark off 20 centimeters. Here's my 20 centimeters right there. Okay, and I'm going to mark it as 20.0 centimeters. Okay. So on the next beat, tape 2 pieces of paper together end to end. Be sure not to put the tape in the path of the marble. And so I'm going to take 2 pieces of paper and I'm going to put them end to end. Now I consider the ends to be opposite of the length or of the 11-inch. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them long ways to each other to make a nice long landing area. And so being very careful to keep the edges together and not buckling the paper, I'm going to tape the edges or close to the sides. The reason for that is the marble might run it over if I tape in the center, and the tape could interrupt the marble. Now, why would the tape affect the marble is the question there. This is kind of a thought question to lead you into, okay, now why wouldn't you want to put tape in the marble or in front of the marble? What would happen, kind of thing. Step 4, on the paper, mark off 10 centimeter increments from the bottom of the ramp out to, so now you're going to put the ramp at the piece of paper like this, and so I'm going to choose this to be the ramp end. I'm going to write that, ramp end. And when I do that, I need to mark off 10 centimeter increments out to 40 centimeters. All right, so I'll open that up a little bit. And now I'm going to make sure that the edge, the inside edge of this little clip here is right against the paper, and then I'm going to mark off 10 centimeters. Okay, so this is 10 centimeters. And then I'm going to mark off 20 centimeters. Notice I'm not picking up my measuring tape. I'm keeping it right on there. Don't go 10, then 10, then 10, then 10. Bad things will happen. So now I mark off 30. And I mark off 40 as the final. On these, you're going to want to put, okay, this is 40.0 centimeters. And I'm going to say, because I'm not sure how good this meter stick is, I'm going to say plus or minus 0.1 centimeters on each of these. Okay, and so I'm going to give myself just a little extra error, and that's just to kind of cover my butt in case the manufacturer of this was not all that good at doing his job. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it could be down. It could be better than what you buy at, say, Home Depot. I'm just saying, I don't know, and so I'm going to choose it for him. Okay, now tape the paper down to a hard, level surface, leaving enough space to set the ramp up on the same surface. All right, so I've got a nice hard, level surface. I'm going to go ahead and tape down the corners. I don't want this thing moving on me while I'm trying to perform the experiment. So that's all you want to accomplish is just tape down the 4 corners. Don't forget to leave yourself enough room to put your ramp in place. This is, again, where masking tape comes in kind of handy. It doesn't have to be really, really sticky, but it's got to be sticky enough to do the job. You don't want to have to work to pull it off of whatever surface you just taped it on. And so now I'm going to take this is the thing that I'm going to use for my ramp. Okay. Now, part 6, the final step in the setup, push the ramp up up to the edge of the paper, assuring that the 20 centimeter mark on the ramp is in fact 20 centimeters to the edge of the paper, and that the 10 centimeter mark is 10 centimeters from the bottom of the ramp. This is just a quick measurement technique. Okay, it's just to make sure that what you said was true. And also, if you want, you can tape the edges of the ramp. Now I would go for the corners, but once you have it in place, you can tape the ramp down kind of, and that will keep the ramp in place as well. Okay. And so there's our setup. Now I want to make sure, and so I am going to mark or put my 3 meter measuring tape right at the edge of the paper. You'll notice that this little clip at the end moves a little bit. That's to allow for changes in measurement. It's meant to move back into the tape if you're moving or measuring from the outside of that clip. So setting it at the outside of the clip, it lines up with my 20 centimeters. That's good. And then I go to the bottom of the ramp to my 10 centimeters, and I notice that I am in fact a little off. It looks like it's actually 9.95 centimeters. And so that is well within my error here, but I may want to change it now. So I might want to add just a little bit more error in there, or I might have to change this to 9.95 centimeters to bottom of ramp. And since I lost, if I'm really confident I can say different things, but since I lost 0.05 centimeters from this, I should probably subtract 0.05 from the 20, the 30, and the 40 as well. And that's how you set up the second part to the acceleration lab.